So far we are 3 days out, and I guess we can confidently say that the fighters are going to be stepping into the ring this weekend on May the 18th, 2024. Tyson Fury, WBC and Ring Magazine lineal heavyweight champion of the world, is going to be taking on Oleksandr Usyk for the WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight titles. TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. It is a great card, not the most stacked of the Saudi cards, mostly because both Fury and Usyk are rumored to make $40 million a piece, $40 million plus a piece. We haven't been able to get confirmation on the purses, but it's here. Tyson Fury, as you see on the screen, is looking very slim. He shit the bed against Francis Ngannou in his last fight in October, where basically he's lucky he got out of there with a split decision. And then Joshua, just several months later, goes out and dispatches of Francis Ngannou by knocking him out cold. So Fury, leading up to this fight, hasn't been doing too many interviews. And if you don't know or don't remember, back in February when this fight was supposed to happen, Fury had suffered a cut in sparring where he was pretty much getting slaughtered on social media, and a lot of people thought he didn't want to fight Oleksandr Usyk in the first place. But we're here. So to show you what the card is so far, here's how the card shapes up. The fights that I'm interested in are Sergey Kovalev versus Robin Safar, Agit Kabayel versus Frank Sanchez, Joe Cordina versus Anthony Cacace, J Opetaia. We did a video on that that's released shortly before this video against Mairis Briedis in a rematch for the vacant IBF title. We went in full detail on that. The card is a very long card. So for the Australian viewers that are watching this video, it's going to be 2 a.m. Australian Eastern time. The card starts, and the main event is not until 8 p.m. Like wild. I mean, 8 p.m. Eastern. Wait a minute, did I read that right?
No, you didn't, because you said that last video.
They have a typo here. It's 2 p.m. I'm reading off this website. It would be 2 p.m. Right? Or would the card be? No, the card will be ending at 8 a.m. Your guy, you're explain to me.
Yeah, it would be kicking off at 2 in the morning. Opetaia's fight will be about 10 to 7 o'clock in the morning. The main event would kick off about 8 o'clock in the morning. You said 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah, because I'm reading off of here. I should have picked it up last night when I did the video. Okay, so there you are. So, but here in the States, they have the Australian time wrong here on the website that I'm reading from Sporting News. But here in the States, it is definitely a 12 p.m. Eastern start time, and the main event is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern for the estimated ring walks. The new stadium that they're having this fight in is set to hold 30 to 40,000. But let's be honest, they've been having a hard time getting people to fly over to Saudi Arabia for these fights. Like I know no American fans that are flying to Saudi Arabia for this fight. So here in the States, it's going to be a $70 pay-per-view, which I think is ridiculous. But overall, it's a great card for me, especially when it comes to the main event. One thing I've noticed is there is no real American buzz. Now, of course, we dealt with this last week where a lot of people, especially American fans, feel that America is the center of the world with boxing. This is a huge global fight. It may not have the buzz here in the States among the casuals. For example, there is no promotion here on ESPN as of right now. I'm expecting for them to pick up tomorrow and start putting some segments out, but for the most part, no real buzz here. Now, I'm going to start off to say, here's the thing. I can't confidently say who I think is going to win. I want to give the edge to Fury because of his size, and mostly because I know that he has some good body work that could give Usyk's trouble. And Usyk's Achilles heel has been body shots. I did a video in the past where, there's been several instances, where he's had, he's either been dropped or the infamous Daniel Dubois body shot that a lot of people felt should have been a stoppage. I'm going to bring you in now, Big J. Oh, first of all, let me read the resumes. You have Tyson Fury, who is 34-0-1 with 24 KOs, that only draws against Deontay Wilder in the first fight. Oleksandr Usyk is 21-0 with 14 KOs. He is the former cruiserweight undisputed champion, former World Boxing Super Series winner, and current unified champion with wins over Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, Derek Chisora, Tony Bellew, Marat Gassiev, Mairis Briedis, Marco Huck, Michael Hunter, Krzysztof Glowacki, just to name the big names on his resume. This guy is good. However, he's not perfect. And we even seen in the Anthony Joshua fight, the first fight when he had Robert Garcia, even Joshua was able to hurt him to the body a little bit. You know, a lot of people I've noticed in comments get a little sensitive when I say that Usyk doesn't like it to the body. And you get comments and people say, oh, well, nobody will like it to the body, TstreeT. No shit. But in this case, we have evidence, clear evidence and footage of when Usyk gets touched to the body, he has some issues. I'm going to bring you in, Big J. How do you think this fight's going to go?
Well, I've said it before, I'm going to stick with it. I think Fury will have the advantage due to his size and weight. But he looks like he's about 250 or under. He needs to be about damn near 280. I don't know why he's lost so much weight.
Well, we'll see when
he looks in good shape.
Yeah.
But, when he beat Klitschko, he was only 245. And that's probably the best he's ever looked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but...
the smallest of his career at that point, that's what I'm seeing as well. Yeah, that was the smallest of his career.
But the funny thing is that Usyk's resume at heavyweight's actually better than Fury's. Because really the only person that Fury's beaten at heavyweight is Wilder and Klitschko. That's pretty much about it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, how do you really... I mean, yes, at the point in time, Wilder was the baddest man on the planet, you could say, from his punching power. But a lot of people knew that Wilder lacked significantly in boxing skill, and we saw that against Joseph Parker. If he can't knock you out, he doesn't have anything.
He's a one-trick pony. He's got that right hand, that's it. So... That's it.
So to put things into some perspective, Tyson Fury was 277, almost 278 in his last fight against Ngannou. Derek Chisora, he was 268. Dylan White, he was 264. Wilder, the third fight, he was 277. The second fight, 273. Alawaline, 254. Before that, Tom Schwartz, 263. And then that first fight, Deontay Wilder, 256. And when he first returned off of that layoff, looking like a soggy bag of milk, after the Klitschko fight, he was 277. 276. And people were looking at him like he was a slop. So one thing we've noticed about Fury is no matter what weight he's at, he doesn't seem to slow down, and he can carry his weight well in the ring and use it to his advantage. So with the weight loss, I'm wondering, it looks like he wants to go out there to try to box. Also, to talk about Usyk's weight. In his last three fights, he was 221 against Joshua, both of the fights in Dubois. His debut in the division, he kind of, was a little small against Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora, weighing in at 215 and 217, respectively. But it's looking like he's going to stay around that 221 or 220 mark, and clearly it's in his best interest to try to box and move, because he doesn't want to use whatever height and size advantage that Fury has to try to lean on him, because that's, to be honest, that's what everybody's been talking about in media. Fury using his weight against him. So even if Fury is coming in at 250, he'll still have a 30-pound weight advantage. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that would be good, but a 50-pound weight advantage would be even better.
Yeah.
So
because he's shown he can carry it well.
Exactly, he can carry it well. This is the most significant fight in heavyweight, heavyweight fight this century. This has not been seen since Holyfield Lewis, which was 99?
99. The first one
was 99?
The first one was 99. And Vander Holyfield weighed in at 215, Lennox Lewis 245. And that was Lennox Lewis's weight, 240, 245, 250.
When was the rematch?
The rematch was it was later on that year in November. The first fight was in March. The rematch was in November. Yeah.
So we haven't had an undisputed heavyweight title fight this century.
And of course, we have to mention, unfortunately, this was in the WBO was recognized, but you weren't being considered to be undisputed if you didn't have the if you didn't have that. At that point in time, it was a 3-belt. You had to have the main 3-belt, the WBC, WBE, and IBF. In this case, in this landscape of boxing, you have to have the WBO. But yes, Lennox Lewis was undisputed. He was the undisputed champion. He was the man that beat the man that had all of the belts.
That's right. So, I think a similar situation. I think when they went to the first fight, Lewis had WBC and Evander had the other 2 or 3, and then they had the rematch. I'm pretty sure that's correct. It's pretty much a carbon copy of Lewis Holyfield. Mm-hmm. Same situation with the belts. Pretty much everything is a carbon copy. And
Lennox Lewis came in with the WBC.
Don't be surprised if this goes to a draw because don't they have like a 2 or 3
Yes,
fight
they
deal
do. It's
with
an
each other?
automatic 2-fight rematch, and it's supposed to be later on this year. They want to do it in September or August, and also we're supposed to see Deontay Wilder if Deontay Wilder wins against Zhilei Zhang on in a couple of weeks on June the 1st. He's supposed to fight Jared Anderson on August the 3rd, and then he's supposed to fight. What did they say? He's supposed to fight Joshua. Joshua's returning. Basically, it's a 2-fight deal for them. And then in the perfect world, we would have Joshua versus Wilder sometime the beginning of next year, and then we would have the winner of Joshua Wilder Fury Usyk 2 sometime in the summer of next year to be the man of all of the heavyweights. It's a tournament. It's a mini tournament going on.
Well, I think Joshua will take pretty good care of Wilder as long as he avoids that right hand.
But we got to see who Joshua's going to fight next. That's what I'm interested in because it's not going to be Wilder next because they already got him sealed in for 2 fights. We already know who his next 2 opponents is. So in my opinion, the perfect fight for and we're going to do a video on this would be Joseph Parker, the rematch for Anthony Joshua.
That makes perfect sense.
You know, because right now the big names in the division are Tyson Fury, Usyk, of course, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, Felix Hergovich is going to be taking on Daniel Dubois also on June the 1st. By the way, since I have you here, who are you rating right now as the #1 heavyweight? Who's your top 3? Let's do top 5. You do your top 5. I'll give my top 5.
Fury, Usyk, Joshua, Parker, and whoever wins out of Wilder Zhang.
Okay, I'm going to do Fury, Usyk. See, here's the thing. I'm talking about skill. I'm factoring in different things because a lot of people will say Usyk because the way Fury looked in his last fight, and then of course the resume. But I'm going to go Fury, Usyk, neck and neck, Joshua, Parker, because Parker's resume since losing, to Joe Joyce and to Joshua, arguably he has the best resume in heavyweight boxing. Fury, Usyk, Joshua, Parker, the winner of Wilder, Zhang, and then a tie between the winner of Hergovich, Dubois, Wilder, Zhang would be in that top 5 for me. And after that, it kind of drops off because then you have guys like Frank Sanchez, Ilja Kabayel, Efe Ajagba, Jared Anderson, Martin Bakole, Joe Joyce is still kicking around, Fabio Wortley, and Fraser Clark are in that mix too. So it is a top heavyweight division, but the way things are looking, we have enough heavyweight fights to keep the division alive for at least another 2 years from today.
At least.
With the fights they get, especially now that you got Joseph Parker really in the mix. And right now, if you would have asked me, the way Joshua's been looking and the way Parker's been looking, I would probably pick Parker to beat Joshua in a rematch, but that's a different video.
Yeah, it certainly is. So, yeah, back on Fury. I really think that I don't see how Usyk beats Fury. That's why I'm going with Fury, because I don't see how he's going to do it.
How would he do it? At least we know if Fury can at least have the power, and the skill set to go to Usyk's body and probably knock him out. But could Fury be knocked out by Usyk? I think Usyk can drop him because we've seen Usyk make Fury been dropped. He was dropped by Steve Cunningham, and this is a man that in the past uppercutted himself in the face. So we know that he can be dropped. We've seen him been dropped. I forgot how many times, but he's been dropped at least 10 times in his career, especially if you factor in the Wilder fights.
Maybe but 7, Wilder basically fists as a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So, and Francis Ngannou's not. Francis Ngannou's a big boy. What's he? 6'5", 270 something.
Yes, he is.
And Fury didn't take that fight
muscle,
very seriously.
Long arms, everything.
Exactly. Usyk does not have those features. He's only about my height.
Yeah.
He's a little bit taller than me. 6'2", 220.
I met Usyk in Philly. He's definitely like a tall. He's 6'2". He's definitely about 6'2", on the higher end. He definitely is.
Yeah, but I've stood next to Fury, and you can see the when they face off. Fury's got a good 5 inches on him.
Yeah.
So, a good 5 inches.
It's
So
an 85-inch reach to a 78-inch reach.
Exactly.
Fury's listed at 6'9", and Usyk's listed at 6'3".
Yeah, I don't think I've stood next to Fury. He ain't no 6'9", maybe 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, that's been the rumor that he's about 6'7". I seen him in Philly as well, but didn't get close enough to be able to size him up.
Well, I've stood right next to him. Did I send you those photos?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I stood between Fury was on my right and Parker was on the left. I was in the middle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm no shrimp, but those two made me look small.
Dude.
So yeah, Usyk's about my size.
So, to wrap it up, strategy. How do you think? What does Fury have to do to win?
Body.
Yeah.
That's all he needs to do. He needs to go. It's simple. We all know that the Ukrainian blokes, when you throw Klitschko in this category, I don't know, but certainly Usyk and Lomachenko all have weak bellies, have weak midsection.
Notice that they don't like getting hit. Yeah.
What about, was Klitschko the same? I don't know.
Remember, he had very weak competition during it. And, no disrespect, he just wasn't there. And I watched all the Klitschko fights. I remember I was a big Klitschko fan. I'd never seen nobody attack him to the body. I remember also Klitschko, once you got close, he would straight wrap you up and put his body on you. So he never really gave you no room to work.
Yeah, but the other two guys have weak midsections, and it's proved because they've both been.
There's a big question mark around Usyk, and the body. And if you look at him, he's not in bad shape, but you always see like he never has no definition in his stomach.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that obviously, I mean, if you're a smart boxer, which Fury is, you go after the bloody weak points, which is his guts. So
yeah, and we know Fury has a good jab to the body, and he's got good hooks to the body. Because remember, he was hitting Wilder with some tough body shots, so we know he can fight. He's got good body work. But I'm thinking that with his size, and with the weight loss, he wants to keep Usyk at a distance. I'm thinking he's going to try to outbox Usyk to try to prove something to himself.
Fair enough.
And also, he said during the Joe Rogan interview that, he's always had issues with smaller guys.
Yeah, that's true. That's the well-known fact that he does have issues with little guys. I don't know why.
He always had issues with his smaller guys, and Usyk's a southpaw.
Exactly. Well, there's another problem. But I reckon just track him down and whack him in the guts, and I think that he should be fine. Because I can't see how Usyk beats Fury, because Fury's got ridiculous footwork, he's got ridiculous head movement. He proved that against
and he can switch southpaw. He may have some issues adjusting to it, but he can switch southpaw.
And you can clearly see he's not fucking around this time.
Yeah.
He took the Francis Ngannou fight just as a paycheck, but he's not fucking around this time, I can tell you.
Yeah. So I can look at it and see. Did you get before we wrap up? Did you get a chance to see the clip of his father headbutting someone from Usyk's team?
Bloody hell, John! When's the?
When the game got in, right? They made him apologize. He's lucky to get kicked out of the country or arrested. He's already banned in multiple countries. He can't come to the States. I know that for sure.
When are these fathers of these boxers ever going to fucking stay out of it and stop trying to put the limelight on themselves? John's a bad offender. Tiafimo's dad's fucking intolerable. Bill Hayden's not too bad. What other fathers are out there?
I can't think off the top of my head, but there have been some, some fathers.
There's been some good fathers, like Jim Cambosis. You barely notice he's there. So you barely notice him.
Yeah, Ruben Guerrero was out there a little bit, when they were getting at Floyd Mayweather. Sean Porter's dad, not too much. But for the most, Angel Garcia. Danny Garcia's dad. Oh my gosh. I experienced that personally myself multiple times. Yes, he would go out there and make the show about him sometimes.
Yeah, but John's just getting bloody out of hand.
Yeah, he's just so loud, comes in, just try to take over the whole event, and then the headbutt a man? And the man did nothing to him. He just straight head. I'm gonna pull his clip up real quick. He did nothing to him.
Well, that's plain out assault. Kick the bastard out of the country.
Yeah, they made him apologize though. I remember that.
Bloody hell.
He had to put out
you can't go around headbutting people. What the fuck do you think this is?
Yeah.
Jeez. And for no good reason. So.
No good reason at all. All right, closing thoughts?
Well, I think Fury will get the win. Obviously, they'll go to the rematch. They'll have the second fight. But don't be surprised, and this has happened more than once, don't be surprised if it goes to a draw. So
especially with a rematch on the line. I could see a draw.
It happened in the first fight with Holyfield Lewis. It happened in the first fight with Wilder Fury.
Yeah.
Right. When's the other time it happened with a huge fight and it went to a draw and it pissed everyone off?
It was recently. I can't think of the top of my head as early, but we had something recently when it went to a draw.
Yeah. So I'm throwing that out there because, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go to a draw because obviously they can promote a rematch, which is going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
But, if Fury goes to the body shots, which, he probably won't because he probably wants to outbox him, as you say, because that's why he's lost all this weight. But,
he can try to outbox him to the body. Like, I see him coming out with the jab to the body. That's what I see him coming out with, the jab to the body, testing in water. But Usyk, obviously, is probably already going to know that.
Yeah, well, I've seen in training camp he's using the old medicine ball against the guts to toughen him up. So
yeah, he knows it's coming. All right, with that being go ahead.
No, I'm wrapped up. I'm going Fury for the win, but I would not be surprised if the draw happens because honestly, I just can't see how Usyk's going to do it.
Yeah, well, that's why they said he's a special once-in-a-generation fighter, so we'll see if he can pull it off. We're going to be here covering this card. I'm going to be here for the entire 8 hours. The card's going to start at noon my time, then ending at around like 7, almost 8 p.m. Then it's the post-fight press conference. Then after that, going to roll into the Top Rank on the ESPN card. That's going to be headlined by Emmanuel Navarrete versus Denise Berencek for the WBO title 135. A fight that's more significant than ever now. Now, what's going on with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, even though it's at 135, but Lomachenko, Tank Davis, Frank Martin. So it's a very significant card. And the press conference, we're going to be here streaming that. That is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern on tomorrow, May the 16th. It is now 8:26 a.m., May the 15th. So it's relatively early over here in the States. And yeah, we're going to be covering this card. And the weigh-in, I'm excited. You can follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy and Big J at Old Make Big J, and the links are right down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, and there's going to be a lot of videos flooding out, as you can see. So, hoping that we're doing a good job, making sure we're getting back consistent. And be sure to stay tuned because soon we're going to start pumping up the August the 3rd card, headlined by Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov, Tim Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz, Andy Ruiz versus Big Baby Miller, Isaac Cruz versus Jose Venezuela. A great card. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.